सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. Salutations to all. So we were doing Bhaj Govindam and we have done till verse number 28. 28 we did, which spoke about how man indulges in spite of knowing that life is very short, death is inevitable, and yet one may go even out of the way to do many adharmic things just to enjoy. So that was 28, because the craving for enjoyment and greed for wealth, these are two main obstacles in the spiritual path. So the second obstacle is now covered in the 29th verse. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam nasti tata sukhalesha satyam putradapi dhana bhajam bhitihi sarvatraisha vihita ritihi bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. So Shankaracharya ji says here, artham anartham, wealth is calamitous, bhavaya nityam, constantly think like that. See, by itself wealth has its functional value that we know. What is referred to here is the dependency on wealth for one's own psychological self-image also. One considers oneself more worthy if one is more wealthy, less worthy if one is having less wealth. So our self-esteem depends on wealth many times. We judge people also based on wealth. Functional requirement is there, nobody denies it. But nobody is greater or inferior because of more or less wealth. And by itself, the process, if you see, compared to what we seek, the supreme happiness that we seek, the whole process of acquiring, retaining, and discharge of wealth, if you see, there's so much of challenge involved in that. In this, Gurudev has said very nicely that fourth paragraph, if you see in the commentary, he says, strange, wealth estranges us to all. It is all very strange, the money psychology. When you have not any, you will pant to get some. When you get some, you grow jealous of others who have more and feel conceited amongst those who have less. This is what happens. That's the wealth psychology. So the mind always is in a sense of either I don't have enough or I feel alienated from others who have less, I feel superior. And what is the strange part also in that? Putradapi dhana bhajam bhiti. One who has wealth has danger from one's own child also. So many kings have been killed by whom? Their own children. So many families also today we see, they break up because of what? Wealth only. Craving and attachment to wealth. That's why our Guruji Swami Tejomananji says that, the love of wealth has made the wealth of love disappear from our life. If I love wealth more than relationships, people, hard work, integrity, then it is anartha only. Bhishma Pitama, when he is advising, they asked him, he is on the bed of arrows, and they asked him that, you are such a knowledgeable person, such a wise person, brave person. Still, why did you not go on the side of the Pandavas? Why did you stick on to the Kauravas? One line he said very powerful. He said, Arthasya Purusho Dasaha Artho Dasona Kasyachit. That man is a slave of wealth, wealth is a slave of nobody. And he said that I was bound by my commitment to being loyal to the throne, so I couldn't go. But he knew that he should have gone. So Arthasya Purusho Dasa, we have to think about it. Wealth is created by human beings, but today wealth only is binding human beings. It has a transactional value, but nothing more than that. How can that be something which can break hearts, which can break relationships, which can make us become cruel? But finally that's where it becomes. So he says, for a seeker, see again remember, our culture doesn't condemn wealth. This is not wealth condemnation. This is to remove the exaggerated value we have given to wealth. Otherwise, what does the culture say? The Upanishads say very clearly, Bhutyaina pramaditavyam, don't postpone your prosperity. Kushalatna pramaditavyam, don't postpone your success. So there is nothing wrong in aspiring for success, for wealth. We worship Mother Lakshmi. So many times we worship, not only at the Dhanteras day. Navratri comes twice in the year. Just recently one day which was Nombu, it is called Varalakshmi Vratam. In South India we worship on that day also, Varalakshmi. And we don't worship one type of Lakshmi, we worship 8 types of Lakshmi. Ashtalakshmi. So the culture doesn't condemn pursuit of wealth, but the harmful nature of wealth where we have given it so much of importance that we equate ourselves, our success, our self-esteem with wealth. We judge people based on wealth. We discriminate based on wealth. And then we feel insecure when we don't have enough wealth. Today is Raksha Bandhan Day also. Financial security, no doubt, is important. But who really protects us? Can money protect us? It can be a certain convenience. There are so many people who have enough wealth. Are they protected? Their own mind's negativity is destroyed them. Their own karma comes back to them. And more important than anything, can money help us to buy life? That I can extend time. Yamraj comes. Can we tell Yamraj, 2 खोखा भेज दूंगा? 2 साल और extend कर दो? It cannot. What will protect? Bhagwan will protect me alone, that's all. That Bhagwan I forget in pursuit of wealth. So now, what is temporary, I am running behind that and forgetting the permanent. That balance I should not lose. In fact, the day begins by remembering Lakshmi, by the way. Karagre vasate Lakshmi. Next thing is Karamule Saraswati Karamadhye tu Govinda. Saraswati and Govinda, don't forget. Don't say Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karagre vasate Lakshmi full day. So pursuit of wealth is not a problem, but proper knowledge of how to use the wealth. That is why it is called Sampatti. Sampatti means the Sadbuddhi to use money. That is called Sampatti. That is wealth. Otherwise it is money. money is dhana. This is sampatti. Lakshmi, Lakshmi literally means what? That which helps us to focus. Laksh means to focus. Focus on what? Very interesting it is. Lakshmi is focused on what? Bhagwan. That's all. Lakshmi is focused on Vishnu. Our Lakshmi should help us to focus on Vishnu. That I have enough sampatti so that I can turn my mind to Bhagwan. That I can deal with my basic amenities and necessities and family is taken care of. That wealth, that much I have, then focus on Bhagwan. Lakshmi herself, her focus is on Narayan. And our focus is on Lakshmi. So our focus should be on two, Lakshmi plus Narayan. But we've forgotten where Lakshmi is looking. So that is what the dhan and sampatti is meant to be. We use it for the well-being of ourselves, serve the society, purify the mind. And more important than that is earn that real wealth which helps us hereafter also. And what is that real wealth? Dharma and punya. That which will give us these two, that is what I have to focus on, because that I will carry. Naam dhan ka khazana badhate chalo. That is the real wealth. अपनी मुक्ति का मार्ग बनाते चले. खर्च न खूटे, चोर न लूटे, दिने दिने बढ़ते सवायो. That's the name of the Lord. So which is the wealth that I must completely ensure that I have definitely? Is this wealth? The wealth of the name of the Lord, the wealth of punya karma, the wealth of dharma. That wealth will come with us. And if I cannot cultivate these three, but I do opposite in pursuit of the normal wealth, these three get destroyed. Namadhan, no time. Punya karma, ulta we are doing. Papa karma to get wealth. And dharma, forgotten. Then that artha is anartha only. So that's why it says artham anartham bhavaya nityam. If I have wealth, problem, where to invest it? How safe is that? When will they shut up and go? We don't know. If you don't have wealth also, it is a problem. If you have less also problem, more also problem. So think about it. Our entire life goes in pursuit of how to get more, how to invest more, how to save more. It is only one part of life and I need to take care of that. That much no problem. I should do. But it cannot occupy my mind. So artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tata sukhalesha satyam. This we have heard before also, no? That a wealth can buy what? It can buy a house, it cannot buy a home. It can buy food, it cannot buy satisfaction and hunger. It can buy sleeping pills, it cannot buy sleep. So it has its own relevance, and that much a seeker keeps in mind. Putradapi dhana bhajam bhiti, that's the sad truth, whether one knows it or not. Is it in India only? Sarvatraisha vihita riti. Somebody may say, no, in Bharat only it is like that. No, Sarvatraisha vihita riti, everywhere. You must have heard a famous statement, no? Money is a good servant but a terrible master. Let it remain servant. Lakshmi ji is by itself very fickle. But only at the feet of Narayana, Lakshmi stays constant all the time. Those who seek Narayana, Lakshmi will come. Gurudev always used to say that. Don't run behind Lakshmi. Seek Narayana, Lakshmi will run behind you. Genuinely, when one does that, Shatka Sampatti also comes, material prosperity also comes. So that is the whole point, that how I keep the balance, how I remember what is the real wealth of life, and along with financial prosperity also pursue the other three wealth. What are the other three which we spoke? Namadhan first, name of the Lord. Every day you should ask, Like we have a piggy bank, no? In childhood, we used to put 1 rupee, 2 rupee. Nowadays, you have what? SIP, I think. Really? SIP? What you keep putting now? Every month? Systematic investment plan. Huh? Like that, every day, did I put today how much time I took name of the Lord? That is my real wealth. So when they say 108 bar or whatever number you fix 21 times, 216 times, whatever time, Namadhan, then Punya Karma. And third, Dharma. Dharma means righteous actions. Punya Karma is the result of righteous actions. These three I have to keep increasing. That is called Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Otherwise, what will happen? Wealth will pull us down. And wealth by itself is very strange. Wealth never tells anybody, I love you, I belong to you. We only tell wealth, I love you, I belong to you. Wealth so goes away to somebody else happily. It doesn't even bother. For that wealth, we have put aside people, relationships, our time, energy, resource, everything to earn, and then happily it goes. Government has to announce some tax gone. Or it goes away to some person from whom we are buying something. It just goes. It will never tell us that I belong to you. But we hold on to it saying ki I belong to you, as though we live like that. So that is what he says should keep away. So that was 29th. Then comes the Antaranga Sadhana. See, we did one Bahiranga Sadhana earlier. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyeyam Sripadi Rupamajasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. That is called Bahiranga Sadhana because it's more easier to perform, more external, and more engagement of the senses, etc. is there. Now this is called Antaranga Sadhana because one has to withdraw. See the 30th one. Pranayamam Pratyaharam Nitya Nitya Viveka Vicharam Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhanam Kurvavadhanam Mahadavadhanam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Modhamate. The highest wealth that we have is the wealth of Brahmajnana. That is the wealth gaining which nothing more remains to be gained. Every other wealth, it will perish. Self alone is that which will not perish. How to experience that oneness? This is the means. Pranayama. So do pranayama. What is the meaning of pranayama? Control of breath. But breath means shwas, no? So it should be shwasayam. Control of breath is one part of pranayama. Prana is 5 physiological systems in our body. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. So what we take in, what we take out, circulation, assimilation, absorption. No. Circulation, assimilation, and Udan Vayu is responsible for creativity, ejection, that. These 5 are prana. So pranayam literally means the physiological systems in the body must be controlled. Breath control is one method. Diet control is another aspect. Exposure to sunlight is another aspect. Drinking enough water is one more. Doing upvas is one more. So each of the 5 pranas, our body is made up of 5 elements. So each of these 5 elements are required to nurture this body. And when we control these 5, all the 5 pranas, the body has enough vitality. Pranayam also means to conserve the vital energy of the body. Not to dissipate in indulgences. To use the fuel, prana, very judiciously. judiciously. In seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, in every action that we do, we are actually spending prana shakti. So many times we feel very exhausted. Just sitting watching television, don't we feel exhausted? Why? We have not done any physical movement. But when I'm watching through the eyes, I'm spending prana shakti. What I'm going through in the mind when I'm watching, that also is consuming prana shakti. So prana is the fuel which connects the body and the mind. So thinking also takes prana, and physiological actions and body actions also take prana. So pranayama is very, very important. So as I said, along with breath control, it is also food, water, sunlight, upvas, all that one has to do. Then one comes to regulate the pranas properly. So pranayama. Pratyaharam. We should know how to withdraw the mind. Engaging the mind is very easy. That is natural, that we have been doing. Through the senses we become extrovert, we do action, we do some dynamic programs, move about, many things we do in the world outside. But at the same time we should know consciously how to withdraw the mind also. So whether it is a support system, whether it is through visualizing of the nature, or through chakras, or through form of God, any picture. Today they call it in science as there's a word for it, neurosculpting. Neurosculpting means you hold an image in the mind to the exclusion of every other image. That mind becomes very strong. So they will say visualize a blue circle, or a red square, or a yellow triangle, any such thing. I have to keep it in mind for a long time. The color should not fade, the shape should not change, and the picture should not vanish. If I keep that steadily, the brain becomes stronger, because to the exclusion of all other thoughts, I am holding this one. That is called pratyahar. So pranayamam pratyaharam. So every day if I spend few minutes, so when we just discussed Nam Jap, so when I remember the Lord's name and then I close my eyes and chant the name of the Lord and I visualize, that pratyahar helps me to strengthen the brain, increase concentration, improve my visualization. And here when I visualize, this frontal lobe, this is. Most of the glands are controlled from here, in the body. So that it helps the body also. So the mind becomes stronger, the brain becomes stronger, the body becomes more healthy, and there is much more focus. And this ability to withdraw is what helps us to finally tune up with the self, which is beyond the mind also. Because I need to move away from the identification, from the world objects to the body, to the mind, and beyond. Slowly this capability comes. Suddenly it will not happen that one day I sit in meditation, I realize I am Brahman. Pratyahar is a gradual capability one cultivates. Even in Yoga Shastra this word comes, Pratyahar. Dharana before that. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, then Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So I must know how to withdraw slowly, slowly, slowly. When I am in that state, nothing else should matter. No, nothing on the world outside should be a bother. Exclusive. Now, what is the secret of Pratyahar? Is bhakti. Love. Whatever I really love, what will happen in that? Mind will focus. In the world outside, we generally see that. When we love something, our mind is fully engaged in that. It is withdrawn from everything else. Same way here also. If I love whatever support I have taken, then I am able to focus on that, rest of everything I leave. So in this neurosculpting technique, there is a triangle, there is a circle, there is a willpower that is engaged. There is no love. Suppose somebody loves a color, that's a different thing, but I don't know if people really like to visualize a color just because they love it. They may like the applications of that color, like to wear it or like to use it or have some item based on that color. But the love for that color is not there or the shape is not there. So for some time it may be helpful to develop single pointedness through willpower. But till love doesn't come, pratyahar is not complete. And which is why devotion, bhakti plays a big role in this. So pranayamam pratyaharam. I should choose a support which I really have love for. Pranayamam pratyaharam. So pranayam is for the body, for the pranas. Pratyahar is for the mind. For the intellect is nitya anitya viveka vicharam. With such a intellect which has become single pointed. See, pratyahar will make the mind concentrated, focused, single pointed. What should I do? I should think what is temporary, what is permanent. This body, mind, intellect are temporary. There is a permanent truth. The world outside is temporary. There is a substratum which is changeless. What is that which is permanent in me is that aham, aham, aham. That is nitya. Everything else is anitya. The more I discriminate that vivek, more the buddhi will become sharp, more I will be able to abide in meditation. That is what has to be done in meditation. We don't have to become thoughtless or blank. That's what we become so many times. Does it change us? Doesn't change. Every night in deep sleep we become blank. It doesn't change. What will change us is my identity shift. That I am not this jiva, I am that pure consciousness. How will that come? Nitya anitya viveka vicharam. What is nitya, what is anitya? That discrimination one has to do. Japya sameta samadhi vidhanam. And do japa regularly. What we spoke about devotion, that is this. So pratyahara and japa, they go together. That's a discipline of the mind. Once I start doing this japa, develop devotion, single pointedness, what will be the result? Samadhi will be the result. One will be absorbed in that state. These are the requirements for getting into samadhi. Ability to withdraw, clear discrimination, devotion. Then one will get into samadhi where one has conscious experience of absolute truth. Sama means that is equanimous, which is equanimous. And dhi means buddhi. Where the buddhi has gone beyond all pairs of opposites, that state is called samadhi. And what is that which is samadhi? Is the nature of the self. Beyond all duality is Brahman, is the pure consciousness. To be absorbed in that, to know that I am that pure consciousness, to be free from this attachment to body, mind, intellect, that state is called samadhi. And this samadhi abhyas one has to do. Again, remember, samadhi is not one-time experience. One will get into that state for some time. Again, the pressure of vasanas is there, one is pushed out. Again, with effort, one withdraws, gets into samadhi. Every time one is in that state, more and more one gets conviction that, I am not this. Right now, it is only informative knowledge, I am not this. Samadhi gives the practical experience, I am not this. Then one lives also with detachment. Like how today we know very clearly we are not the phone, we are not the computer, we are not the book. We don't know that so clearly as of now as far as the body is concerned. We know information that I am not the body, that's all. So when we say Vedanta is too high, Vedanta is too difficult, is there anything practical? These are the methods which make us ready for this knowledge of Vedanta. Japa should be done, pranayam should be done, pratyahar should be done. Discrimination between real and unreal should be done. Then that person is slowly moving, and when one is ready, one will get into samadhi. And what types of samadhi are also there? Beautiful. Just seeing something, one gets into samadhi. That is called Drishyānuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. One just sees. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he just saw a white crane flying against the backdrop of dark clouds. He went into samadhi. His disciple Mahendranath used to fold a shawl. Looking at him folding a shawl, Ramakrishna will go into samadhi. Somebody has to just utter the word Kali, that is called Shabdanu with the Savikalpa Samadhi. Just hearing the word, he goes into samadhi. Because the mind is so ready. So that one can come to that state where one experiences this firsthand. And all this should be done how? Kuru avadhanam mahadavadhanam, with great amount of alertness. One should not do it mechanically. Chalo, I have to do. Chalo, today's kota of Japadan, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Will not take times done. Okay. No, with great alertness and devotion. In fact, Gurudev said, alert and vigilant living is the price one pays for freedom. If I want to be free, alert and vigilant living. That applies everywhere. Even as a nation, when we celebrate today Independence Day, alert and vigilant living is the price for freedom. When we are not alert, then there are so many forces that just destroy us from inside, from outside. One has to be constantly on the alert. Spiritual life also is like that. One has to be like a soldier. Spiritually, one is all the time alert. Alert against whom? The inner enemies, the 6 inner enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. And the leader of all of them is our ego. So I have to be constantly alert. Be on the guard. Kuru avadhanam mahadavadhanam. So not to allow this to become mechanical, to remember the purpose and the bhav. If I remember these two, the practice won't become mechanical. The bhav with which I do, that's called devotion. And the purpose for which I am doing this, that why am I doing this? If I remember these two, this can apply to all aspects in our daily life also. When we are studying something or when we are working or spending time with people, many times the mind tends to make things mechanical. How will this mind not make it mechanical? If I remember these two, what is the purpose and what is my feeling? If these two are clear all the time, then it will not become mechanical. So, Kuru avadhanam mahadavadhanam. Mind may tend to make it mechanical, but I have to remind it again and again and again. Kuru avadhanam mahadavadhanam. So, this is called as the antaranga sadhana. Internal sadhana, because this is more subjective. Other was more external, chanting, charity, go to satsang. This is more internal, and ultimately this will lead to realization of the truth. Guru charanambuja nirbhara bhaktaha samsarada chiradbhava muktaha Sendriya manasa niyamadevam Drakshasi nija hridayastham devam Bhaja govindam govindam bhaja modhamate. He says if you cannot do any of those, do at least one thing. What is that? Guru charanambuja nirbhara bhakta. Surrender to the lotus feet of the Guru completely. Guru charanambuja nirbhara bhakta. Be devoted to your teacher totally. Then what will happen? Samsara dachirat bhava mukta. From this samsara, you will become free very fast. Why? Because when we surrender to the Guru, we just need an altar of surrender. If I have unquestioning faith, obedience, I'm not unquestioning faith, you can question with faith, that is not a problem. But have faith in the words of the teacher and follow the instruction. Then what will happen? As one follows the instruction, one will reach. Because the Guru knows, the Guru has already reached. So the Guru knows properly. For each disciple, the Guru will tell according to their requirement, which is the sadhana they should do. And one should just follow that, one will reach. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. Totakacharya or Hastamalaka, they all were like that. Completely surrendered to the teacher. Totakacharya was a person who used to clean vessels, wash the clothes, take care of do the seva of the Guru. And he used to be, he's like a sevak who is going around with the Guru. Very, very humble, but has a lot of desire, jnana, to know the truth. So he would finish all the work very quickly and nicely, and then he would sit far away and listen to what the teacher is saying. So the teacher knew, Shankaracharya ji knew that there is a lot of jnana in him. But the other students, they did not appreciate him. They used to look down upon him, he is only a sevak. We are great students. We have renounced everything and come. Shankaracharya ji wanted to teach them a lesson. So one day he didn't start the class. Waiting. And everybody is thinking, why is he waiting? So he said that Giri has not yet come. So all of them felt so bad, saying, we have sannyasi, we have left everything, and then he's waiting for that sevak after all. Giri has not come. He finished his work soon and he came. And when he came, what did Shankaracharya do? He said, Giri, come today, take the class. Now these people are more frustrated, saying, first of all, we waited. Now we have to listen from him. But the master said, come and take the class. So now what to do? He just went, he surrendered to the teacher. And from him started flowing that beautiful hymn, 8 verses in a meter called Totaka. Vidita khila shastra sudha jaladhe Mahitopanishad kathitartha nidhe Hridaye kalaye vimalam charanam Bhavashankara deshikame sharanam. That I surrender to my master Shankaracharya. Who is he? Vidita khila shastra sudha jaladhe. He is a knower of all the scriptures. And the essence of the scriptures as though flows through him. Sudha jaladhe. Mahitopanishad kathitartha nidhe. All the Upanishads, the essence of that knowledge is what he teaches. Hridaye kalaye vimalam charanam. In my heart are the lotus feet of that great master. Now you see this whole Sanskrit language, Totaka meter, the thoughts, the composition, everything flowed through him. How? Because he did not have even a doubt that how can I teach. The Guru said teach. Now Guru will take care of it. Full stop. He taught. 8 verses, and that when he completed that, Shankaracharya ji gave him sannyas. And he said, from today you will be called as Totakacharya. And he became the first Shankaracharya of one of the mutts that was established. Sureshwaracharya was the first Shankaracharya of Sringeri Mutt. I don't remember exactly. Sringeri, Puri, Badrinath and Dwarka. These are 4 mutts established by Shankaracharya. One of them was headed by Totakacharya. Now you just see how that person, if you read Swami Ram, he wrote this Himalayan master, living with Himalayan master, Swami Ram. His teacher one day told him, you have to go to this particular village in the middle of the night. And by that time Swami Ram is a young boy. He didn't doubt. He didn't think that, oh God, how can I go alone passing through the jungles? In the Himalayas, in the night, you have to go through jungles. In the daytime only, people will not be able to go. Forget night time. Dense forests. And he has to go. The master said, go, you have to go reach this village. He is feeling fear in the mind, but he has still faith in the master that what the master said, the master will take care. I don't need to do anything. Remembering the name of the master, he went and he reached also. Many examples like that of how disciples who have completely surrendered to the teacher, when the teacher said something, one just does it. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. What does it mean to surrender to the teacher? At 3 levels one should surrender. One is at the body level, one prostrates, serves. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So at the body level, one serves the teacher. Whatever the teacher needs, whatever the cause that the teacher represents, one supports that. Through that, the mind gets tuned, how the teacher lives, how the teacher looks at the whole world, all the situations, circumstances, ups, downs. One gets tuned. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. At the emotional level, one derives joy only by thinking of the Lord, thinking of the Sadguru. One loves people because one is a devotee of the Lord, and all of them are manifestations of the Lord. Like how Akhandananji gives the example that how when a girl is married and goes to the husband's house, she is related to everybody in the husband's house because of what? Because of the husband. Because she is related to the husband, the mother of the husband becomes mother-in-law. Father of the husband becomes father-in-law. Brother of the husband becomes brother-in-law. Same way, when one is connected to the Guru or to the Lord, one is relating to everybody because of that. That the Lord put me in this place, the Guru has told me to follow this instruction, I am going to do it. Tukaram's father was a sannyasi. Not Tukaram, sorry, Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Jnaneshwar Maharaj's father had taken sannyas. But the Guru told him that children have to be born to you who will be illumining the whole world with this glorious knowledge, so you need to go back. Generally, one never gives up. Once one takes sannyas, one doesn't come into grahastha. But the Guru said, you have to go. So he went. The entire society outcasted him. They won't accept. How from sannyas you come down to grahastha, how will they accept? They outcasted him. The children, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Nivrittinath, Sopandev, Muktabai, 4 children, each of them realized people. Just think. They went through tremendous difficulty. The parents themselves went through difficulty, plus all the 4 children also. But what the Guru said has to be followed. So one just followed. Shabri remained in the ashram after Matang Rishi. Matang Rishi said, Bhagwan Ram will come. After Matang Rishi left, everybody went away from that ashram, but Shabri, she remained there. She said, Guru has said the Lord will come means the Lord will come. And every single day she prepares that whole place. That is called faith in the Guru. And what the Guru said, I just hold it true and follow. Bas. Because you see, problem is our ego tries to become very smart. It tries to think from its own standpoint. And many things which are impossible, the ego uses its own buddhi and logic to say, "Ye aise kaise ho sakta hai." But the Guru knows better, the Lord knows better. When we have trusted their intelligence, when we surrender, then we just follow. So emotionally speaking, what the Guru says, all my love comes from the Guru, all my love goes towards the Guru, and whatever roles I am playing because the Guru has put me here. So Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. And intellectually what should I do? Learn, gain the knowledge from the Guru. Have doubts, then ask questions, clarify. All the 3 levels. Intellectually, pariprashna. Emotionally, pranipata. And body level, seva. If I do these 3, then that is called Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. Samsarat Achirat Bhava Mukta. Very quickly one will get realized. Achirat, fast. Guru doesn't take time to give realization. We take time to prepare ourselves. Very nicely, somebody asked Gurudev, what is the difference between initiation and renunciation? So Gurudev said, initiation is what the Guru does to the disciple. Renunciation is what the disciple does to himself. The Guru can initiate a student in the Brahma Gyan. Guru is there to, the very fact that the Guru comes in the physical form itself is because of the compassion of the Guru. Kripa of Bhagwan and Karuna of the Guru. Then the Lord comes, then the Guru is there in the physical form. The very fact that Guru is there in the physical form is because the disciple doesn't have the ability to see the Guru within first. The external form helps to invoke the internal form. Lao Tzu said very nicely, he said, when the disciple when it is the right time, the disciple will meet the right teacher. And when time is right, the teacher will disappear also. At the right time, the teacher will appear, and the right time, teacher will disappear also. The job of that teacher is that to lead the disciple to the self within. Then that person will realize, Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Ishvara, Guru and Atma all are one only. They appear three. They are only one. So one who surrenders to such a Sadguru, Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta, uncompromisingly one lives what the Guru says. Then Achirat Bhava Mukta, very fast one will get out of the samsara. Why we take more time? Because we don't hold on to things uncompromisingly. We compromise somewhere. इतना तो चलता है. After all, we are human beings. इतना सब करेंगे तो सन्यासी हो जाएंगे. All those thoughts are there in our mind. हम तो पुनर्जन्म में विश्वास करते हैं. कभी न कभी तो मुक्ति मिलेगी. So, when one says, no, I want mukti alone, then samsarad achirat bhava mukta. So one instruction of the Guru, if one takes to heart and one just follows that, one will be free from the samsara. How? Sendriya manasa niyama devam. By controlling my senses, mind and intellect. So indriya manasa niyama. No Guru will touch. Don't say, now Guru, I come to your refuge, now you please liberate me. If there is a Guru who tells you, I will touch you and liberate you, what should you do? Run away. If the Guru says 7 days you stay with me, I will liberate you, run. Nobody can liberate us. Sendriya manasa niyama devam. If that Guru is teaching me how to withdraw my senses, my mind, my intellect, learn to focus on the self, stay with that teacher. If the Guru is making me more and more dependent, then there is no point. If the Guru says, come, surrender to me, be with me, have my darshan on Guru Purnima. Then that Guru himself is wanting more recognition. The disciple may not feel like leaving the Guru, but the Guru knows now is the time. The Guru will leave. That is the real Guru. Otherwise, Guru also dependent, Shishya also dependent, both dependent fall. And the condition is terrible. It's like I told you the example before, bullfrog and the snake. Now bullfrog is big and the snake is there. Now bullfrog is trying to eat the snake. Snake is trying to eat the bullfrog. Now the bullfrog is so big and the snake's mouth is this much only. I'm not talking about python, there's other snake. Now what happens? Now they are stuck. Bullfrog also cannot move out, snake also cannot move out. Now you decide which one you are. Either the Guru is the bullfrog or you are the bullfrog and the Guru is the snake. Now then one is stuck, can't move. So no teacher will liberate. They will teach. Gurudev did that to us. He made us independent. No dependency on Guru at all. One of the ways in which it will be done is Shastra. People don't realize the importance of Shastra. What is the need of scripture? This, that. The Guru is there. We just follow the Guru. What happens after the Guru goes? If that Guru did not teach the Shastra, that disciple will be lost. Or if the disciple has got it, how it will go to the next generation? Shankaracharya, did he have to write commentaries on Bhaja Govinda, on the Upanishads and all that? He doesn't need to do that. But he wrote all these commentaries, he composed Bhaja Govindam, Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh, Vivek Chudamani, all these scriptures. Why? Because the knowledge must pass on. That Guru who makes us independent. That's why Gurudev always insisted, have the book in your hand. And he was very strict in the beginning. He would say, if you don't have the book, go out, get a book and come. Some people would feel, what is this? But you don't realize the importance of that. If a book comes in my hand, I will start reading. I will start becoming independent. I don't need to depend on anybody after that. Gurudev wrote commentaries. Now we are sitting and learning or not. So many people across the world are following Shankaracharyaji's commentaries. Because the Guru went, but the Shastra remains. And this is a parampara not set by Gurus only. It's a parampara set by Bhagavan. When people ask Krishna Bhagavan that when you go away from this world, how will we connect to you? What did he say? I will remain in this world in the form of Bhagavat. Bhagavat is a Vangmay Rupa of Bhagavan Krishna. That's why one worships Bhagavat. Because it's a form of Krishna only. So Bhagavan himself set the Shastra as a tradition. And hence importance of the scripture. So when we come in contact with the teacher, are we learning a scripture? Are we connecting to an eternal wisdom? Or are we becoming a guinea pig of some new age philosophy or some new technique? Scriptural tradition is one important aspect. So that's how connect to the scriptures, connect to the means of withdrawing. These two a teacher will have to do. If a teacher is there in our life and love for scriptures comes, that is the success of the teacher. If the teacher is there in life and love for sadhana comes, that is the success of the teacher. That is what makes that student independent. Otherwise, one will keep waiting. That is not the true quality of a teacher. If the teacher is free, the teacher will want the disciple also to be free. The teacher himself is bound, then there is a problem there. Hence here it is, he says, Sendriya Manasa Niyamad Evam. Only through this method, he says. There is no other method. Krishna also didn't touch Arjun, say, Arjun, come, I'll touch you. All your delusion gone. 3 hours long Gita he told. Arjun has to sit and remember, reflect, all that. And he fought the war, and the best part is at the end of the war, he told Bhagavan, I forgot what you told me. Can you repeat, please? So that portion is called Anugita. The Gita is given after the war again. Anugita. There also again Bhagavan didn't tell, Arey kitni baar main bataunga. That the compassion, the teacher will tell 1000th time also the same thing. But that's the only method to realize. So, Sendriya Manasa Niyama Devam Drakshasi. Where will you see? Nija Hridayastham Devam. You will see the Lord in your own heart. And Guru leads us to that. The word meaning of Guru, when we say remover of darkness. Gu means darkness, Ru means remover. One who removes this darkness is that in our heart, the darkness is removed. Then what happens? The realization is Bhagavan is in my own heart. I am one with that Lord. That intuitive grasp is what the Guru does, and without Guru's grace that is not possible. We have to listen to the Mahavakya from the teacher who is established in the truth. Then Atmajnana happens. It will not happen just like that. So all this when Shankaracharya ji says, He started with Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. He says, Oh Mudamate, seek Govind. And he ends with what? Drakshyasi Nija Hridayastham Devam. Oh deluded fool, you will realize the truth in your own heart. So that's where we conclude today. Beautiful composition of Shankaracharya ji. God's grace, Gurudev's blessings, we have been able to complete this. So we will chant the first shloka once again as a symbolic gesture that we will continue to study Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrim Karane. We offer this whole thing at the feet of the Lord and Gurudev. Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami narayanayeti samarpayami. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Om Tat Sat Chinmaya-arpanamastu. So my gratitude to all of you also for this wonderful opportunity we have had to reflect on Bhaja Govindam. Many of you have come regularly, sincerely. The more the sincerity is there in the Shrota, the best he gets invoked from the Bhakta. So my gratitude to one and all. Today we are celebrating the Independence Day. Today there are how many occasions together, you know? There is Independence Day, then there is Raksha Bandhan, Narani Purnima, Balaram Purnima, plus World Sanskrit Day. All together. This land of ours is called Bharat. And what is the glory of Bharat? Is Brahma Jnana. In the entire world, this is the land which has produced maximum Brahma Jnanis, self-realized masters. Over so many millenniums, blessing it is to be born in this land of Bharat. And it is this knowledge which actually completely frees us from the bondage which is physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, which we have put on ourselves. From the state of infinity, we came down to the state of one jiva. The freedom that one experiences in this knowledge is the ultimate freedom, the spiritual freedom. And so many great masters have given their lives to propagate this knowledge, to protect this knowledge. To all those great masters and to all the great martyrs who have given their lives to protect our country, do you know our freedom struggle? So many people who fought in the freedom struggle, whether through non-violent movement or through the revolutionary path, they were inspired by the knowledge in the Gita. You must be knowing. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he has written commentary on the Gita. Vinoba Bhave, he was in the jail and he gave lectures to the inmates of the jail. One chapter of the Gita, so that is the Gita, that is the talks on the Gita by Vinoba Bhave. Khudiram Bose, he went on to sacrifice his life fearlessly, and when the British were hanging him, young boy, 14-year-old boy, they asked him, do you know what is going to happen to you? He said, you are going to hang me to death, I know, I am going to die. He said, are you not scared? He said, I am not scared. He said, they asked, why? He said, because I know that my mother has taught me that I am that imperishable soul that cannot be cut by the weapons, that cannot be burned by fire, it cannot be wet by the water, it cannot be, blown by the wind. I am that imperishable soul. And as long as you rule my country, I will keep taking birth again and again and again till I drive you out of my country. That British fellow, he couldn't believe that 14-year-old boy is saying this to him. He said, "Where is this written?" Khudiram Bose said, "It is written in the Bhagavad Gita." Who wrote the Bhagavad Gita? And Sri Krishna wrote. So that officer said, "Confiscate the Gita, capture Krishna, put him in the jail." He doesn't even know who is Krishna, what is this culture, nothing. But this boy, so fearless, went to the gallows, dropped his body for the sake of the country. Countless number of people, such people, who have anchored in the Gita, fought for the freedom. This knowledge is the most precious knowledge. Everything else can get destroyed in this country, in this whole world, but if first verse of Ishavasya Upanishad remains, everything will be revived again. That's the beauty of this Brahmagyan. Purnamada Purnamidam is that Shanti mantra, and then Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. So this knowledge is what we have to protect. This knowledge is what will make us free. And all the great masters and the martyrs who have given us freedom, our salutations to each one of them, and gratitude that because of them we are politically free today, and we are spiritually also having this knowledge that we can attempt to free ourselves from bondage. So here is one beautiful clip. And both these, the knowledge and the great freedom fighters, this has been possible because of the language Sanskrit. The culture has been preserved because of Sanskrit language. So the more and more we learn, and how we went through decadence of our culture is because of Sanskrit language being removed from education. So all the three are very important. One is spiritual knowledge, one is the Raksha Bandhan Day, that we must protect our relationships, protect our culture, protect our country. And both these can happen, spiritual knowledge as well as country can be protected when I learn the language Sanskrit. So we celebrate today's day as Sanskrit Day also. Most of the words of English have come from Sanskrit and Latin, heavily borrowed from Sanskrit. The British removed it for their own reasons, and today we look down upon Sanskrit still. We need to revive that language. There are still 7 villages in this country where they speak in Sanskrit. We only know one, Mattur village in Karnataka, but there are 7 villages in the whole country which converse only in Sanskrit. And such a beautiful, sweet language it is to converse, an amazing language it is. No other language has that kind of capability and flexibility as Sanskrit has. So today is a World Sanskrit Day also, and one can commit to learning Sanskrit. There are today a lot of avenues and opportunities. Rashtriya Sanskrit Samsthan does that, Sanskrit Bharati does that, Bharati Vidya Bhavan does that. Many organizations today who are actively engaging in learning Sanskrit, promoting Sanskrit. So one should spend some time, learn this language, and also ensure our children learn it. So today we will just see a small clip of Puja Gurudev, and where he speaks about Bharat. It's a 4-minute clip.
Similarly, here also they thought that if Bharat, this country is called Bharat. Why? Because there was a king called Bharat, and Bharat king, and therefore Bharat. Now they get the question of why did Bharat's father give him the name Bharat? No, that is his surname. This is not a country of wolves and things and stones. Mr. Stone, Mr. Thing, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Tiger. This is a land of meaning. So why did he give it the name? Bha means light. Prabhata. Bhaswara. Bhaskara. Bhaskar Nevada. Bhaskar. Bharat has no front. There are Bharatiyas in America, in England here, in Australia, in North Pole, South Pole. By the accident of birth, you cannot become a Bharatiya. That's why in our constitution said Bharat, bracket, otherwise called India. Indian you can become anywhere. But a Bharat you cannot become. A Bharat is one who rebels in wisdom. Fearlessly live his own country, refusing to compromise. And in Bharat today, there are no Bharatiyas. Leveling it. So now you are all Bharatiya in the sense, not political Bharatiya. Political Bharat is a shrinking thing called a country. But the spiritual Bharat has no frontiers, around the world. Wherever there be anyone, in whatever caste or creed or color they may be, he who is living the spiritual value, he is a Bharat. Not because we have passports, not because we are income tax, not because you are living here with a ration card or the meaningless vote. Hey, Bharat, therefore, and that Bharat Krishna must have addressed Arjuna, but over the shoulders of Arjuna. He is talking to the entire mankind. Whoever he be, he wants a spiritual value. Hey, Bharat!
So, who is a Bharatiya? One who lives the spiritual values uncompromisingly is the Bharatiya, wherever that person may be. So, in Bharat we are living, then we should be Bharatiya in the true sense of that term. So, today, that Independence Day, that is what is the commitment we have to give to ourselves. If I live Bharatiya culture, then I am protecting this culture as well as the core competency of this country, which is Brahmagyan. The whole world comes to us to learn Brahmagyan. Yoga is given by us, Ayurveda is given by us, meditation is given by us. So many such things that we have given, the whole world is using that today. We need to value that part.